And we're back with the semifinals, everybody. So, Heroes Lounge end of season tournament, another best of 5. It is semifinal number 1, and over on the left side we got the dudes with Vic on Genji, Virgil on Leoric, Chibis on Anduin, Risk on Vala, and I have no idea how to pronounce this guy's name. Somebody already told me. I remember casting them a few months back, but I don't remember. I'm gonna call him Mopo. Mopo is playing Johanna, and on the right side of the map, it is the Geilen banger. They obviously won the quarterfinals. We followed their path there, and this time we have Hazorps on the side of the Germans. With Blaze, we got Nomi on Muradin, so we're gonna get some Nomi Stormbolts. We got Dartmok on Thrall, Meneldo on Brightwing, and Außensider is playing Li Ming. The Germans, they are on the attack again. Vala with an arrow build. And yeah, this sets us up again, best of 5 series, semifinals. This is Division 1 of Heroes Lounge, the big amateur league in Europe. If you want to check them out, go to heroeslounge.gg. The best and biggest amateur scene currently in Heroes of the Storm, by far, bar none. So if you want to play with like-minded people on a semi-competitive level, this is definitely the one that you have to watch out for. They had end-of-season tournaments for every single division, and we're going to cover a few of them. So this is one of them that we're going to take a closer look at today. Now on level 1, we also get the Rolling Thunder for Thrall. Finds himself actually down at the bottom of the map, so technically he could have gone into the Crash Lightning. And that would have been actually pretty nice to see that, see if he can complete it. But of course there's a lot of self-sustain coming through for Thrall with the build that he's going to go for. And we'll see what Dartmoor can pull off here. It was actually really nice, like the obviously the big tournament just took place, right? The Nations Cup finals in Berlin with all of the top teams being there. If you haven't watched those replays yet, those videos, I can heavily recommend that you're stopping this one right away and then just like go over and check the playlist out. The games were absolutely stellar, it was fantastic. We had great Heroes of the Storm. The Nations Cup was awesome. There were so many people there, it was brilliant. And one of the cool things is that Darkmok was actually there too. So he came as a visitor, just wanted to stop by, watch a little bit. And it was really cool to meet him again, just you know, talk a little bit about the good old HGC days. There were a lot of guys from the European Heroes of the Storm scene there. We had also Chris Heroes, who's of course now busy with Pokemon. And yeah, it was actually just super, super cool to see all of the familiar faces again. And then we had some stellar Heroes of the Storm as well. Leo, yeah, barely getting out there, thanks to Anduin. And down at the bottom of the map, we have, in the meantime, still Vala trying to get some stacks together. It's always nice to go to an offline event, especially, of course, now in the post-HGC era. It's really awesome. It's just totally different when you're meeting Heroes of the Storm fans in person. For me, it's always a bit weird, because obviously this is all happening online, right? Being it Twitch, being it YouTube. And the people that always stand out to you are not really the people that are coming in and saying like, hey, dude, thank you, we appreciate what you do. It's always the dickheads that are just like running around and just, you know, bitch about everything. They just like complain. It's like, why don't you do this? You should do that. This joke wasn't funny. I found this offensive. You need to do this different. Like always these guys, right? That's always what sticks with you. It's just what happens when you're operating in an online space. And then you go to an offline event and everybody's nice, everybody is just like awesome, you can talk with people, there's actual human beings, you know, that treat everybody pretty normal. Some people might disagree with you at certain points, you can have proper discussions, but it's just a completely different situation and I absolutely love it. Every single time that I go to an offline event gives me another motivation boost, because it's just so cool to meet like-minded people and just people that have a lot of passion for the game, for esports and for the community. So being in Berlin and seeing all of that was fantastic. And if you guys checked out the videos, then you've seen some of it. We had a couple of crowd shots in there. You can hear the crowd in the background the entire time. So once again, a reminder, if you haven't watched these games yet, make sure to check out the playlist on the YouTube channel of the Nations Cup. Absolutely worth it. And I can only recommend that if we are able to pull another event like this off, make sure that you come. Stop by if you have an opportunity and check it out. And while we're talking about it, once again, a quick highlight. If you guys want to support events like this, you can also go to patreon.com/Khaldor. Patrons were a huge, huge part of us allowing us to just do all of these things. So if you want to support Heroes of the Storm esports and help us host more tournaments, that's one of the things that you can do to make that happen. There's a link in the description, so patreon.com/Khaldor if you're interested. Well, in this case, it seems like the blue team is actually fairly interested to win the first objective, and they have to defend here, because currently the Germans are doing extremely well. We've just seen a kill on Blaze. That was only the second kill in this game, as it happens. But with all of that poke coming in, and now Darkmook stopping by again, I think it's inevitable that the Germans are going to pick Immortal number 1. I was inside here waiting for a couple of resets. It's actually super sad that he didn't have Calamity yet when the fight occurred, because that could have helped him to just bunny hop through the entire team and take all of them down. But yeah, it's actually really, really cool to just now see the team in red now chase down Genji, try and get another kill here, as they're of course hoping to get some serious damage on structures down here at the bottom of the map, as the Immortal keeps moving forward. But now we have level 7 on both sides. The arrow build for Vala, of course, is also going to accelerate their ability to take the next objective. So getting Vala onto that with Monster Hunt on level 7 is going to be super important. And as you can see, the gate is down. Top lane, they got it under control again in the 1v1 between Leoric and Blaze. And down here to the bottom of the map, we're having some serious damage on that fort. So nicely done by the bangers, by the team in red. And the only question, what happens around the next objective? Risk has 9 stacks. It's honestly not really all that much. He had already 7 before they were heading into the Immortal fight. So even before those fights started, he had 7 stacks, so he only picked up another 2 in the meantime. Not really too much there, but okay. Either way, the dudes with some camp clear topside, so each team walks away with 1 camp. But there is a lot of pressure now at the bottom of the map. It's the 3 versus 2 situation in favor of the red team, and they have now a chance to maybe escort these Khazars through and slowly whittle down the remaining hit points of the bottom fort. Now with Jojo moving in, bit of a different story, riding the pleb horse here. If only Johan... Oh, Anduin, actually. Sorry, my bad. It's another blonde guy, right? Like, they all look the same. One blondie looks the next the same as the other, and Anduin and Johanna are pretty much indistinguishable, especially with that armor. But they're coming in and they're getting some quick kills, and I like it. Thrall goes down, loses the stacks on level 4, nicely done. Darkmook with some problems, and then Vala is able to take down Brightwing. So, yeah, that's another one. 2 heroes gone, that gives a lead in experience, that gives an early level 10, and all of a sudden the dudes are looking at a very good position for objective number 2. It's going to be a 5 versus 5, that's inevitable. But here comes the light bomb together with Genji, so the engage is there. But I would assume that the bangers are going to be able to pick up their own level 10 for their... Oh, I like that! Nice! Get wrecked, Trashwing! Trashwing is down, and that was a really well-coordinated attack. Absolutely love this one. That was great. Leo getting attacked though, but yeah, that's a kill for the red team. But let's check out Brightwing dying again. I mean, Brightwing dying is always a treat, but in this case, the coordination was just absolutely top-notch. Look at this. Light bomb engage, blessed shield. The one thing that, of course, is still true is they used a lot of resources for that kill. That's definitely a thing. And they're getting a bit outplayed here. They're losing first Leoric and then also Genji, so they were getting a bit too greedy here. Should have played this slightly slower. Brightwing also can immediately Z back in after respawning, so that's another one. Doesn't have any travel time if the global is used. And that can, of course, be a bit of a problem. But again, Sundering is now in for the Germans. So they are working again on the objective, and they're actually taking the halftime show lead, so they're surpassing the dudes, who now have 12 stacks on Vala, and they really need to get Risk into a position where he can just fire them off and get his level 4 to reset the arrows. Stormbolts still hitting from Nomi. Yeah, well, those Nomi Stormbolts. He was always kind of famous for going for zoning Stormbolts, but this one was absolutely on point. Nomi with another jump. Forward, the dwarf with a hippity hop, and here's the chance to go maybe for Leo. Light bomb, bit of a stun as they're coming out of the bunker, and an X-Strike follows, which means that Azu is gone, but so is Leo. Kill for kill, and now Vala in trouble. Risk goes down, Nomi showing no mercy, and is hoping for even more. Another Stormbolt, another hit. Nomi, what's happening? I haven't seen him in a while. I mean, I've seen him in Berlin, but I haven't seen him play in a while. And damn, he's hitting those Stormbolts all of a sudden. Is that really Nomi? Actually, not so sure. I think Nomi passed the mouse and keyboard over to his little sister or something. Because this is not looking like Nomi. 3 Stormbolt hits in a row? That is very uncharacteristic. I was waiting for those zoning Stormbolts. I'm not getting any of them. Like, the nostalgia factor is very, very low here. Nice plays, though, from the boys. And, of course, now another opportunity to steal the camp away, but they gotta hop out. Yeah, that sucks a little bit for them. I mean, they were really in a good spot, at least initially. But now, of course, they're dealing with a situation in which they wasted a bit of time here. Genji jumps in. Shield is big, so they're trying to work around that. Nomi topping off hit points and mana. And here's the play straight for the top side for 13 to 12. That's the level advantage for the Germans. And they now also have a chance to use that level 13 talent to just walk over the blue team, which they're pretty much doing. Leo, by the way, is down here trying to take a fort down too. Menildor the only one to try and deal with him, so he wants to at least take down the Shaman before moving to the top. Risk is in trouble, gets healed. Jojo also a little bit low, but it is Li Ming that falls as Genji is going deep. Außenseiter getting wrecked as the Immortal breaks through the gate. They will be... we'll put some damage on the keep. It's not going to be too much, but, well, if they all run away and try to chase, then it's going to take a lot more damage than I expected. But yeah, they're, of course, hoping to stop him here. Leoric moving in. That Entomb is not going to do too much for him. First of all, it's against Brightwing with Blink Heal, and then second of all, Brightwing was already very close to the towers. But another stun, and Anduin, his pull-out game, as usual, is absolutely on point, so he's able to save the target in this case. The keep indeed has taken some damage at the top, down to the bottom of the map. The exchange in forts has happened, and the Geilen banger, they lost one of their forts as well. 21 stacks by now for Vala. Looking at the damage, she finds herself at 26,000 damage. Roughly the same amount that we're seeing from Genji. We have 29,000 as the top damage dealer. 4 Außensiders, Li Ming. And still, of course, everybody in the middle waiting for the fight around the next objective. If you look at the kills, it's 6 kills to 7. It's an identical situation when it comes to structures here on the map. And this is game number 1, of course, of the best of 5 that we are currently witnessing. So everybody wants to head into the grand final. This tournament format, by the way, does not have a loser's bracket. So this is a single elimination bracket. Different form we're usually seeing here. The shield comes out. They're trying to save Risk, which is going to be tricky. Nomi with a zoning Stormbolt. Vala sidestepping it, but gets killed regardless. And now it's a 5 versus 4 that they can run here. Vala is going to arrive a bit late to the next objective too. So definitely an opportunity for the red team to make some plays. And well, that's exactly what we're seeing. They go for the fort and they take it down. Some more catapults now spawning for the Geilen banger. And the chance to take a lead on objective number... what is this? 3, I believe? Even taking the camp quickly, trying to get some extra pressure onto the top lane. Vala now back, but the camp gets claimed first. So they put some at the top, and let's see if they can pick up another kill. By the way, the light bomb engage combo is still up. Could be used by the dudes, but Nomi with another Stormbolt. I mean, at this point, he's really trying to zone them out a little bit. Double checking the bushes here as he should, making sure that they know. Oh, talk about zoning! Zoning blessed shield. Oh, that hurt. The Thundering coming out. There's the light bomb engaged. Very nice follow-up, and even a Rain of Vengeance coming in. But Blaze tops the bunker. And with level 16 as their lead, they're now going in to take down Leoric first. So yeah, he's been ghosting around a little bit here. No 8 points for him. He was just skin and bones. Great joke. And yeah, eventually was taken down. 9 kills to 6, level 16. And of course, the halftime show should be easy for them here. And that is still a very nice shield that they have. So they have a massive lead. If they can burst this down quickly, then they might even be able to go for the first keep of the game, which is going to be the goal regardless. But look at Vala. She gets a reset on her arrow, and then she just like chunks down the Immortal, and this thing is losing hit points so quickly, with everybody now chipping in at least a little bit. So yeah, Off we go. Vala with a few more hits. 28 stacks still for her. They're trying to go for Jojo and they get the kill. The German pain train. Choo-choo. It's rocking hard through the map and they get 2 kills in a row. 11-6 now. It's been a while, honestly, since the dudes were able to grab a kill. So right now we have another objective going the way of the red team. And yep, this is gonna hurt. Down to the bottom of the map, the wall at least is still intact, so nothing that they can do here. Nomi has gone for the dwarf launch with Muradin, so a bit of synergy with the level 1 talent. And this time they are stealing the camp. So they were trying this earlier and was denied to them. But now that Vala and Jojo are still dead, they have the chance to take it and they don't pass up on it. So perfect opportunity here. Death timers increasing and therefore they have much more time to work with in order to get a more dominant position for the next objective. The shield isn't fantastic, but just look at Darkmo coming in, getting the Sundering into play, and they're trying to take Jojo down, which didn't quite work out, but they are moving in again and the gate is already gone. The Immortal isn't even here yet. And unless the dudes are able to grab a kill and grab it quickly, they are in for a world of hurt. This is not going to be easy. That keep is not going to survive unless Vala is somehow just chunking it. But here comes Liming looking for recess, looking for damage, looking for, oh, the kill against Anduin. And she finds it, uses the bunker to stay safe. And now they can, of course, just build on that. The fort, the keep, they're both gone. Bot lane is completely opened up. And they can go for core, which they will definitely do. Can they take it down? That's the question, but they will definitely do a lot of damage, and the Immortal is chunking the shield down super quickly. It's all about the kills now, and they get another one. Genji dead, and that should be all she wrote. Jojo completes a level 1, but that is not going to help them any longer. The catapults are here, and so is Liming with one reset after another. Nice damage. Vala gone. 5-man team wipe, as we have game number 1 going over to the Geilen banger on the right side of the map. GG, well played, as we are headed for game number 2. Okay guys, before we're heading into game number 2, real quickly, we currently have a sponsor and you can help to keep the channel alive and help me to also create more tournaments by simply going into the description of the video, checking the link out. It's a game, it's Call of Dragons. You can download it and simply install the game and start the game. It's all that you gotta do. It's super fast. But if you enjoyed the Nations Cup and if you would like to see more tournaments like that, or just also online tournaments, help me to grow the channel and help me also to set more events up like this. This is one of the best ways to do it. Whenever we have a partnership like that, it's always important that people take a minute out of their day in order to support it here. So again, if you enjoyed the coverage of the Nations Cup, if you want to see my events like this, check out the link in the description, Call of Dragons. Make sure that you download the game, install it, and just play. There's no requirements to play to a certain level or anything like it. Just installing the game and starting it is already more than enough. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much for supporting the channel, everybody, and enjoy game number 2. Game number 2! And they switched sides on us, so don't be confused. The bangers are on the left now, and the dudes have taken to the right. Now on the left side, with the lead in this best of 5 series, the Germans. The German team with Hazops on Rexa, the king of Dragonshire. We got Außenside on Genji. Nomi is playing Joanna. We got Darkmook on Sylvanas. And Meldor is playing right wing. On the right side of the map, it's Vic on Maiev. We got Risk on Chromie, Chibis on Stukov, Virgil on Blaze, and Mopo is playing Nubarak. It is beetle time. Alright, let's see if with that Chromie composition they can do a bit more. I have a really nice setup for Chromie. There's a lot of stuns that they can chain. Chromie with a direct damage. You have a Maiev that can also tether quite nicely. This is of course one of the heroes that Ultralisk, if he was here, would have loved to play. And as you can already tell, since this is the amateur league, teams are a little bigger than just 5 players. Most of the teams have like 2, 3 sub-players that they can put in. And therefore you have every now and then player changes. So we got Nomi today playing with them. We got Darkmook here as well. So they are definitely experimenting a little bit, swapping some of their players out. Maybe one of them doesn't have time, you know, every day, and then they're just going through that. So with that, we now have down to the bottom of the map still our 4-man Actually, it's not quite a 4-man right now because the red team has decided that they're sending Sylvanas towards the top as well. The idea being to try and take down Blaze, and you know what? They might actually be able to pull that one off. Yep, there it is. Blaze is down. First blood as Hazo and Darkmog move in to get the kill on Blaze. Very nicely done. First kill out of potentially many. Whereas at the top, there's already trying for some structure damage. Now this is of course one of the maps where again the bot lane is the most important one. As a rule of thumb, no matter what map you're on, the map that has the most mercenary camps, or sorry, the lane that has the most mercenary camps is always the one to really pay most attention to. In this case, at the bot lane, you have two siege giant camps that travels through the lane, and you also have one bruiser camp that travels through it. So you will see most of the teams with objectives and general pushers focus on the bottom of the map, because there you can then later on set up some really strong pushes that are centered around mercenaries. So this is going to be a huge focus point for both of the teams here. Generally speaking, when we're talking about Dragonshire, obviously a map where you need to have a lot of control in order to get the objective. You need to control 3 different points that are fairly spread out. So most of the time when we're seeing that happen, it also means that there was a fight previously where 1 or 2 heroes have died and allowed therefore for a bit more space on the map. But in this case, the Geilen trying to go for a few more camps and therefore abandoning the middle of the map a bit. The dudes were trying to capitalize on it and have now taken 2 of the shrines, but immediately we had in the middle 2 heroes ready to prevent the Dragonite from being captured. And now Genji has taken over down at the bottom of the map, going up against Chromie here. So the Chromester up against Genji and has to be a bit careful here. It's not only true for Chromie though, because in the middle of the map, after a stun and a tether, it seems like Nomi might be in trouble. Brightwing is coming in with a quick heal. Stukov is also there, the man with the big hands and the big slap. And they're slapping Nomi into the ground. So that's a kill, and that is the first one for the dudes, but it comes at a price. At the top, they had to abandon the lane, and that allowed Rexa and Sylvanas together with the Bruiser camp to take a tower down, to drop the gate, and they might even get tower number 2, and even if they don't, it will be incredibly low. So yes, looking very good, at least top side. And of course, one of the big things, if you are able to take one of the forts down, it also means that the fountain on that lane disappears. And it makes it so much more difficult to fight for the objective. If your opponent has a fallback option and you don't, then it's going to be a lot harder for you to sustain yourself through any kind of fight. It will give your opponent an advantage fighting over these particular points, apply more pressure to them. And that's what they're hoping for here. But we're still not anywhere near the first fort falling. Instead, a fight in the middle is breaking out as there's a double shrine control for the Geilen. Rexa trying, and Nubarak is gone, and this should allow them to maybe even get a second kill as they're following up on Maiev, and they get it! Maiev gone, and that's a Dragonite. Rexa, the man with the mask, comes in, claims the Dragonite, and now it's all about that Dragon's Breath trying to blow that gate to pieces. The rest of the team immediately rotating away down to the bottom of the map in an attempt to apply pressure on 2 lanes. Obviously, always trying to wait until the minions are here to soak up the tower shots, and then, as I said before, just really working around the Dragon's Breath. That's the most important thing, the most important ability in this case. Good damage done in the middle of the map and down to the bottom. A bit more pressure already being applied here. 3 kills to 1, an entire level lead. So with the 1-0 in the best of 5 series, the boys in blue are looking pretty decent. Rexa, yeah, he's out. They're trying to go for him. And Hazu and the boys barely getting out of here. Okay, so Anubarak trying to follow. Vic on Maiev, a bit low, is in trouble and goes down as Rexa comes in with a kill. Jojo falls, the counter kill is there, and it's aggression all over the place as Außenseiter's trying to jump back out successfully, I might add. And in the meantime, we have our side laner focusing onto the top lane once again. Alright. Rexa, warum hast du eine Maske auf? Warum liegt hier Stroh in der Ecke? Na, dann blas mit rein. Good oldie but goldie. So, the man with the mask. And Yeah, I think he might actually suffer a lack of hit points here. They save him! Nice! Nice, nice, nice. Rexa is being saved, and Stukov falls. Sad Panda, sad times. Alright, so level 10 is in. Heroic abilities obviously playing a huge role here, but it would have been great for the dudes to get that kill. But now they're suffering the consequences. They have to apply the cocoon to stop Genji as he was starting to slice and dice through everyone. They're trying to go for Blaze again, and even Anubarak is low. At least the camp was taken, so that's good news. But of course, they are taking damage at the top, and it is looking a bit rough for them. Objective has been announced once again. Just looking over to the damage numbers, we have now 14,000 for Chromie. More pressure in the middle of the map, as well as Darkmok is starting to focus on Maiev more and more. 16,000 for Genji. Topside fort has been destroyed, and now what I talked about earlier has happened. The fountain gone, meaning top lane control is going to be very, very difficult for them. It's going to be a little bit rough to do anything around that. But okay. With that said and done, we now have over to the top left another little attack for the Bruiser camp. And yeah, down to the bottom, still a bit of control by the dudes. Now, of course, they're not too far behind in experience. It's not like they suffered too much. We can actually take a look at the experience numbers just to give you guys a bit of an idea. But when you're looking over to the minion experience, it is absolutely identical. Whereas there is a slight lead in hero XP, but we have a pretty good position still for the team in red, as they are now applying pressure down at the bottom of the map, thanks to Anubarak and him spawning beetles that soak some tower shots, and the camp that is coming in too. Now there is of course a reaction and a flank coming from the blue team, but still, the dudes, they're doing what they can to keep themselves in a good spot in this game and potentially take this map so that they can equalize the series and tie this game. Dragonite, yeah, play at this point. We're going for it once again. There's a Dragonite opportunity still if they win that fight. Each team has a shrine right now, so Dragonite would be up for grabs if they take some kills, and they're already trying again for Stukov. That would be a big one. Taking the support out, always great. Takes all the sustain away from the opponent. But as all of this happened, we have seen more and more damage being put onto the fort at the bottom of the map. And it nearly went down. I mean, the good news is that even with just a few hit points on this bad boy, the catapult situation is still going to be the same. Alright, down to the bottom of the map. Another hit is coming, and, well, seems like Außenseiter is a bit too low to really help in that fight and re-engage. But they're dancing around this, and with more and more focus on the bot lane, it means that this camp up at the top has more time to actually do damage here. So the more they can pin the opponent down at the bottom of the map, the better for the blue team. The bangers are getting value while they're fighting here. If they can win the battle too, that would be fantastic, and they're trying to go for Blaze now. But even topside, they're getting more and more value with another catapult now coming in too, so this is huge for them. The dudes are in some serious trouble, especially since they're now starting to lose the fight as well. Blaze down, Maiev down. Oh, bad news for them. Really, really bad news. Topside, not as much damage as I thought. Even with the camp, the towers have done their job. But if nobody deals with it, then the towers are going to fall. And of course, a Dragonite is now up for grabs. Can the catapult come in to take at least one tower down? Not quite. Bit too early in the game still. If this would have been later in the game, they would have gotten more value out of it. But as is, we're now seeing them at least with a DK. They can even wait. They kept Darkmok there for a time, but they want Hase Orbs in the Dragonite. So now they're claiming it. Teams are both on level 13, which gives us now the It Hungers synergy for Stukov, and another fight over the camp here. Chromie, yeah, that was denied. Went for the ult. Oh, a noob got wrecked. He's dead, and that is the end of Maiev. They got the camp. At least they got the camp. But obviously this is gonna hurt now. This is really gonna hurt. They lost 2 forts. They can say arrivederci now to the third one, and I would assume that they're now going to try and also break down the wall at the bot lane. That's at least what we can expect here. So, a 2-level lead for the Geilen banger. They definitely want to speedrun this a little bit from here on out. Try and get that 2-0 lead in the best of 5 to establish a nice advantage, which would allow them, of course, to play 3 times or a match point. But yep, another kick, and the gate is gone. Even the keep already taking damage. Actually, they could siege up here if they wanted. They got level 16 now, so they could. Don't think they're gonna do it unless they're being chased, but yeah. Alright. But okay, either way, we now have all the way up at the top. Virgil pushing this out. I guess Rexa will follow up on it. Oh, but there's a juicy camp that they can also claim. And maybe even a kill. Blessed Shield straight in the face of Maiev. And even with the Wall of the Wardens, this is going to be a tough one. Yep, the kill is in. Genji is getting murdered though. Runs straight into Stukov, and he just strong-armed him right there. Bam, big hit, and Stukov gets the kill. So now we have 10 kills to 3, but of course they have to retreat. They still don't have that level 16 talent, and that presents an opportunity for the Geilen. Go in, grab the camp, and then try and apply even more pressure in the middle or at the top. So, a couple of camps get immediately pinged, so they know there's a lot that they can still take on the map, all the way top side. A few more experience points together by Hazu. Camp is so far ignored, but that should at least take 1 tower and the gate down. Or at least you would think so. Like, these guys are a little bit stupid, aren't they? They could have just taken that one down very easily, and now they focus on this one. I mean, honestly, if that was a teammate, you would kick him out of the team immediately. So those bruisers, not really too bright, which, to be fair, you would expect. I mean, when we're talking about bruisers, we usually don't talk about the sharpest tools in the toolbox. So, yeah. Questionable decisions here, for sure. Nubarak made a decision to scout what's going on, but that's a little bit questionable too. Yep, that is the hit right there. Okay, so with that now, the attack is coming for the bot lane. They're trying to make another play right here for Stukov, and Genji is going to get that kill. And if they can go for Blaze, they can do even a bit more with this. So, off we go. And that's level 13, 2-3. And I guess Maiev is not going to make it either, is she now? I don't think... Ooh. Okay, so she didn't make it. But Genji didn't make it either. Should still be able to take that fort down. That shouldn't be a problem. So, yeah, they're coming in, claiming this. And in the meantime, the top lane has also suffered. So, yeah, now we're talking about some damage on this keep as well. It's not going to be a lot. At least I don't think so. But every little bit matters. The catapult targets an Uberux, so that's great for them. And pretty much nobody attacks the keep itself. So it's time that has to be invested by the dudes in order to stop this. It's time that can be used by the Geilen to now come in and go for the next objective. They don't have a talent advantage. It's a 4 versus 4 on the map. But yeah, they should still be able to get this one, or at least pin the dudes down in the middle of the map in an attempt to prevent it from happening. Damage output, 43,000 for Chromie, 42,000 for Genji. So they're neck on neck here. And, well, in the case of Genji and Chromie, it's probably more neck on belt. But, yep, Außenseiter is now also back to business. And at the bottom of the map, Nubarak is retaking the shrine. Alright, so, with that... It's a bit of a do-or-die moment for the dudes. The problem is that with every single second that passes, the blue team is getting closer to level 20. Yeah. Grab that storm talent. And that's what they want. And that's what they get. So, kill command is now in. Brightwing has the only type of friends that Brightwing will ever have. The invisible kind. And we have, of course, the dragon becomes me for Genji. Yeah, they got the camp, and nobody's going to try and interrupt this. They can't risk it. Not against level 20. If they're forced in a fight, they're going to get screwed. Maiev was trying to take the shrine at the top, but Vic was a bit too late for it. It's 15 minutes into the game. We're not talking about a game-ending Dragon Knight necessarily. Of course, they're going to try their best to take the core down at the bottom of the map. But depending on how well the dudes defend here, they definitely have a shot to slow this down a little bit and live to fight another day. And once they have level 20, they can take real fights. So this is the big advantage that the blue team is going to try to play around. Try and utilize level 20, get a kill or two, and then end the game. But it all comes down on whether or not this DK can be defeated. Can they save the targets? Blaze bunkering up very early. Sylvanas gets cocooned. Dragon Knight is nearly gone, has been attacking the shield on the core. They need to retreat a bit. A lot of ults used by the dudes. Again, they go for Misha. Misha gone. But here comes Genji. And big damage, but not enough to end the life of Maiev or any of the other heroes on the team. That core is taking tons of damage now from catapults and heroes though, so this is starting to become a really dicey situation for the dudes. They're trying, and they're getting some kills at least. But now we have less than 50% HP on the core. Catapults have to be dealt with, and one is already down. The same is also true for Brightwing. The Fruit Fly has been slapped. They're trying another kill, and they're going to go for Jojo. Nicely done. Johanna, of course, is going to die eventually, but it's just slowing this down a bit and try and make sure that nobody else gets chased and killed. 40% on the core of the dudes, and they have a bit more time to play with now as they are closing in on level 20, and they're able to take some camps of their own. Now we got 53,000 damage by Chromie. She's top damage in the game. 50,000 by Genji. Top Keep, by the way, has taken damage, and these catapults, they're hurting a lot more now. So eventually somebody needs to deal with this, or they could lose a keep just from minions alone. They're hoping, of course, to try and equalize the situation a little bit down here at the bottom of the map. And you know what? They're going to be able to do that. That keep is gone, and it shows once again how important it is to really pick your timings and decide when you have to retreat. Now it's an even situation on the bot lane, at least when we're talking keeps. 60% that they took off the core obviously play a role here too, but still. Yeah, with the camps now through at the top, we also have another mercenary camp that travels in. Blaze is soon going to move over, I would assume. I don't think that... Oof, he goes for the Siege Giants. Alright. So they are totally okay taking more damage on the top side keep. I'm not quite sure if they can really afford that. I mean, their core is already at 40%, so the game is likely going to be ended by a push from the blue team after a fight, but this is still a pretty uncomfortable spot, because you are losing more and more hit points on that keep, and even if you are not losing it right now, that is problematic. One more camp through the top lane, a catapult that gets into a good position is all that's needed to take another one out, and then you're dealing with even more pressure, particularly because they haven't taken out the top fort yet. So that would be one catapult on every single minion wave against nothing, against no counter pressure whatsoever. Nobody here in the middle. Blaze was trying to interrupt it, and Ubarak retook the shrine at the top. And let's see how exactly the German team plays it. Where's that German efficiency? 14 kills to 8. That last fight hadn't been too efficient. Blessed shield. Ooh, missing. Okay. Couldn't follow up on that. Fight is slowly centering around the middle of the map now. Chromie went straight into the stuck in a loop, so let's see how much she can get out of that. How much value we're going to get. Top lane has been pushed out. I like this. So they took the camp that allowed them to push the top lane back, and this really, really helped, because as I said before, that top keep is a problem. It really is. So getting the mercenary camp at that moment and allow it to push the lane back was very, very nice for the dudes. It gives them a little bit more time. Their window is just bigger now, in which they can try and make a play themselves. It's a ring around the rosy game, as we have topside taken by the blue team, but down to the bottom of the map, Blaze has moved in here and has taken the other shrine. So everybody is just like dancing around, looking for position. Likely this is going to end up with a big battle between the two teams here. We don't have a lot of globals. Brightwing is there, but you don't really want to split her too much from the rest of the team in this situation. And here we go. Stuns are in. Oh, Misha. Misha getting the full broadside here. Still alive on the other hand. Sylvanas and Chromie, the only two that haven't died yet in this entire game. Misha goes down, gets wrecked. Little PSA, by the way, Misha is actually female. For some reason, every now and then, and it was true just a couple of days ago, there's comments that pop up on my YouTube channel that people are arguing about whether Misha is a girl or boy. Misha is a girl. So in case that you guys were not aware of this, you can look it up. That's World of Warcraft lore. I'm actually not making this up. So, yep, a little bit of a PSA for you and PSA for the red team. Don't take fights you cannot win. What a disaster. Get wrecked. The entire team gets blown to pieces in that fight super quickly. And of course, now with only 40% remaining, this marks the end of game number 2. Nicely done. Great coordination here in that last battle by the Germans. 19 kills to 8 in total at the 20-minute mark. And with a 2-0 lead, we're heading for match point number 1 now for the Geilen banger. Nicely done by the blue team, taking advantage of the positioning here on the side of the dudes. And that gives them another victory on Dragonshire. Match point number 1, the dudes against the Geilen banger. Yeah, and they got cheeky on us again, so they switched sides once more. Again, we have the dudes on the left with Vic on Hanzo, Mopo on Garrosh, we got Virgil on Diva, Chibis on Anduin, and Risk on Sylvanas. Yeah, over to the right side, the Germans with the 2-0 lead in the best of 5 here in the semi-final of the Heroes Lounge Division 1 tournament, the end of season tournament. We got Hazops on Dehaka, Nomi on Murden, Darkmog on Junkrat, Außenseiter is playing Genji, and we got Meneldor on Rhaegar. Alright, let's go. Let's get the show on the road and let's see who claims victory today. Also, in the meantime, I already talked about this a bit earlier, but I want to highlight it again. If you guys appreciate the tournaments that we're hosting, the Nations Cup, Meta Madness, all these things, would be awesome if you would support the stream for the next couple of days. If you go to the description of the YouTube video and you download Call of Dragons, install the game and start it up, then that supports the stream directly. It takes roughly 3-4 minutes, depending on how fast your internet connection is, and it really helps. We sometimes get partnerships like this, and every time we do, it's important that people take a little bit of time out of their day in order to help with that. If not for that, then I'll have to switch to League of Legends or some shit like that at some point. Because as you can imagine, the viewership on Heroes of the Storm is not really the biggest. So again, if you want to support some of this, make sure that you check that out. The link is in the description. It's absolutely free, doesn't cost you anything. Costs you a few minutes. You can actually do it while you're watching the game here. So just use the link, download and install the game, start it up, and that's all that you got to do. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And once again, helps us to create new tournaments, keep the channel and the coverage here live. And talking about the coverage, we got our 2-0 lead with match point number 1 as both teams now go for the pumpkins on their respective sides. Top side already, we got Hazu up against Virgil, and with Dehaka we have a global. So already a bit of an advantage on the macro for the Geilen banger. Good CC too. Stormbolt, Lick from Dehaka, all can be followed up by Junkrat to try and get a bit of displacement going. So they have a lot of options with that. Rhaegar is in the house for them heals. This time they didn't get Brightwing. 2 games in a row, but now Meneldor is playing Rhaegar here. And up at the top, Genji, he's stopping by. He's just saying hello real quickly to apply a bit more pressure to Sylvanas. Up on the Tron bike, level 4 kicks in. It's early game skirmishes. Nothing fancy. Couple of cheeky rotations, trying to see if you can maybe blindside someone, get a quick kill in. So far that hasn't happened, but looking good. The nuclear option on level 4 for Diva, full metal on level 1, and still Nomi trying to avoid Garrosh as best as he can at the front. We also have the first 3 altars announced, and of course this is where things are then starting to kick off a little bit. So with that they can now try and get as quickly as possible over to the shrines, get a couple of shots fired. We have topside pumpkins taken by the dudes, and yeah, it's party time. Junkrat audio is the best in the game, by far. Absolutely love that guy. Okay, so they're already starting to zone this a little bit, and nicely done. And, well, Hanzo is able to interrupt. So that was well played, but we have also at the top left and top right still some plays going on with the Haka now trying to at least get one channel here. So the fight will center very quickly down at the bottom of the map to the middle, but seems like they might lose out on this one. Nope, he jumps in. The Haka is now coming through too. So an easy exchange and altars at the top side, but now it's a 5 versus 4 for a few more seconds as the Haka is knocking at the door. Sylvanas is jumping in and gets Genji. Nicely done. That was actually well played. Genji got a bit outmaneuvered in that situation, but Garrosh falls too, and that means each team gets a kill. So, nice. Well, as all this continues, another hit is coming, and that could be the nah. If they place that mine a little bit different and Sylvanas gets booped back into the red team, that might be kill number 2. But as is, it's 2 altars to 1 in favor of the Geilen banger, and yeah, they get the early level 7. I call it early, but a second later we have it for the blue team too. So yeah, not much of a difference when it comes to that. We get the Oppressor on level... Ooh. Hello, sir. Genji. I am not so sure if he actually likes what he just did there. Like, check this out again. Have another look at this. So Genji is coming in. Garrosh says like, you know what? We're gonna flip him in there. Flips him in. Genji takes the camp. And then zips out. Garrosh is getting an immediate report. That's 4 reports for Garrosh right there. It's not even 4 reports. He's getting 5 reports. He's gonna report himself with this one. The team is like, dude, like, what the hell? Oh, sabotage. He's been paid off. He's been paid off. They didn't bribe him. Oh, too good. Too good. Yeah, Junkrat put a mine here, I think. Booped them out. But yeah, Genji in that spot, that was just too damn good. Love it. Absolutely love it. When plays go wrong. Little fail over here from Garrosh. And now it seems like he's gonna get punished. If there's another Stormbolt, okay, Anduin is there. Anduin is ruining it. D.Va is creating some space. But that was just glorious. Absolutely fantastic. So, big plays are being made. Nomi again. Where's that Stormbolt when you need it? Zones him out, slows him a little bit. Yeah, but didn't have the cooldown, I suppose. Not forcing anything just yet. Okay, so the tanks are playing the little game, but in the back, that's a different story. Anduin is down. Anduin is gone. Okay, so Anduin eliminated. Now in the days of the Barbie movie, I think it's okay to call him Ken. So the Ken of the Storm is gone. And all the way up to the top right, we now have Sylvanas trying to get away from Hazu Ops. And from Genji. I think Risk is dead. He's pretty sure dead. That cooldown is not coming back in time. So down here they also channeled the altar through. They got level 10, of course. That's a huge lead for them now. Which means we have 3 kills to 1. Level 10 against level 7 talents. And full control of the map from the Geilen banger. So yes, there we go. But yeah, up at the top, Arzobs is already there. And actually, now that I think about it, like, Ken is such a fantastic name to call Anduin. I mean, honestly, he's always been dolled up a little bit. And we called him the Nick Card of the Storm. That also fits, the most uninteresting Backstreet Boy for sure. But that was always, like, honestly, like, both of them fit really well. But if there was a Ken doll in this game, it would definitely be Anduin, 100%. So, yeah, Blondie is trying to assist him a little bit with the pull-out game, too. We now have down to the bottom of the map another pressure play coming with his 4-man that is building up here. Since Sylvanas is still stuck in the middle and is now slowly making her way over, they could get even more value out of this. And yep, there it is. Gets a few more connects. 1 tower down, gate gone. And the second one is damaged. Sylvanas up at the top. And Hazu might have a problem. Has to pop the essence. Okay, there's the arrow. Nice play around vision. Oh, he connected! Beast! Absolute beast! Sylvanas gets out. There's a little bunny hop from D.Va, so nobody's dying, but still, some pretty cool moves were made. Double altar, top left, top right. Can fight for that again. We got also the Dragon Claw from Genji. in the meantime. And down to the bottom of the map, Nomi is using all that fantastic AoE from Muradin to clear the lane. Ooh, short distance arrow from Hanzo. And it's a kill. Nice. Rega is dead. The dog is down. Can they take both? I don't think so. Not with Hanzo. Not with Junkrat. Junkrat, yeah. Too many Overwatch heroes on that side, especially since they can just like poke from a distance there. Oh, careful. Vic. Ooh. The int. Stormly Genji detected. Heavy int by Außenseiter. He's like, I got this. He's like, help. I need healing. Yeah, and he didn't get any. They got the altar though, so it's 20 to 32 points on the altars now. But obviously losing Muradin, Rega and also Genji in that encounter at the top definitely didn't help their cause. Now the gap is nearly closed in experience and the blue team is even ahead in kills. So yeah, nicely done. Darkmock down here. They want him. Can't have him. Yeah, still alive and kicking. Hazo is still, he is just going full alpha on these guys. Sylvanas is not having an easy time there. Every single time that Hazops appears, he's just straight up going for it. Sylvanas is trying to juke and drive, and he's just going... goes for the lick, connects it, and threatens the kill. Especially when there's a rotation of Genji or Junkrat coming too. So Sylvanas has to be super careful with this. But okay, either way. Top side, we now got Hazo playing around the next camp, applying some more structure pressure. 13 versus 13, even talents. That's a good news, honestly, for the dudes. That's a good news for them. They have the same talent, so they can take fights. At level 13, we got the Bronze Beard Rage right now. For Muradin, as you would expect with the level 4 choice that he made. Yeah, and of course now, still, the idea to go for the next altar. Single altar this time. We haven't seen any bell tower conversions yet. I mean, if anything, then it's the blue team that has threatened one at the top right. But yeah, let's go. Junkrat can only laugh at that display of strength there. Nomi with another Storm Bolt. Keep him coming, baby. Keep him coming. Yeah, and Sylvanas joining them as well. Alright, party time. Single altar. Show me what you got. On the damage, we got 30,000 for boy Genji, 25,000 for Hanzo. The Shimada brothers. Going up against each other here. Not quite as successful as the Yates brothers, who just took 4th and 5th at the Tour de France. Pretty respectable, especially since they also had that dream victory on the first stage. But in this case, it's no brotherly love. No, those two brothers, they go at each other's throat in a second. And well, in this case, Hanzo is the winner, so they get another channel. Seems like the dudes are starting to catch up a bit here. They gotta win this one, obviously. As I mentioned it before, this is single elimination. So if you are trying to get to the grand final, then you have to really start beasting it a little bit to make sure that you're moving on to the next round of the tournament. If they lose this one, then they are just out. So this is where it counts. And they have taken a solid lead in kills, which, if they can maintain that teamfight dominance, should eventually translate into them getting a bit of a lead. Because as their timers increase, they will have an advantage. But now it's even talents again. Still a half-level lead for the dudes. But yeah. And they're playing around the top side fort once more. So Hazops is there. Gets immediately stopped. No problem here. Dehaka still fine. And down to the bottom right. Here's the next play being made. Yeah, they go again for Garrosh. Yeah, there's a flip, there's a taunt. Where's that taunt when you need it? Essence being used. Riptire. Bunny Hop is in. And yeah, viel Arm um nichts. Nobody dying, nothing happening. That arrow of Hanzo gave me hope that we might see some action after all. And well, as it happens, they're making another move for Garrosh. There's the Ancestral. They're aiming for Genji. So a lot of fireworks here, but no kills. Can they maybe now get one at least? Nah, the Stormbolt doesn't connect. It's a triple altar. Still no bell tower conversion at all. And of course, right now, on top of that, what we still have here is 33,000 damage for Genji. And yeah, they're hoping, of course, to at least get 2. It's come down to a battle over the bottom. That's what it comes down to. Fight over the bottom altar. The Haka is, interestingly enough, already at the bot lane. So instead of taking over at the top, they're trying to just like simply outplay them a little bit. So they're going for the top after they've already taken 1. The Haka is now going up against Sylvanas here. Yeah, there's the isolation. Now he needs to hit the lick. Does he get the solo kill? Oh, nearly. Not quite. But they took the top left as well. So now the Haka has a chance to just delay and allow them to move down to the bottom so that they can take 3 out of 3. It's already 12 points to 28. So if they take another one, it means it's single digits on the core of the dudes. Arrow, nice. That's going to save Garrosh, or at least it should. The Haka has chatted the bottom since more members had to help the main tank out. And now the core is down to 8 points. 8 points on the core, boys and girls. Yep, that's where we're at now. Another quick hit and flip, so they are really pressuring the dudes. They want that 3-0. Get a quick 3-0 and move on to the grand final. That's the gameplay here for the Geilen banger. And they are applying more and more pressure. And the Haka, of course, is just absolutely invaluable right now. He is so damn good at this point. They really outplayed them with macro as they were just shifting the normal MO on this map. Went for the top left altar with a 4-man, kept the Haka at the bottom, delayed things, and now they're zoning them away from the bell tower in an attempt to apply more pressure, get those pumpkins connected, which happens. That puts down the altar to 50%, or the bell tower. And all they need is the boss and another altar. And Bob's your uncle, so let's go. Interestingly enough, there is still a half-level lead in experience for the dudes. So technically, they are still ahead. They are 20 points behind on the core, but in experience, they're still ahead. That was nice. Genji gets killed. Very, very nice Hanzo arrow. No brotherly love, as I already said a bit earlier. So they timed that CC perfectly. And it, yeah, didn't allow Genji to make any counter moves. So he dies. And this is the inevitable move by the dudes. This was needed. The second this happens, you have to go for the boss. Not so much because you want to take the 4 points off the opponent's core, which they do. It's more so you need to remove it as an option for the red team. If there is multiple ways how they can end the game, that's an utter disaster. So yeah, remove it as an option. Take the ult at the bottom. That prolongs the game. It allows you to get closer to level 20. But the Haka wants to attack at least this a bit more. Shots are fired. So now we're talking about 8 points to 20. And again, it's getting a little bit closer. They're doing well with this. It's definitely getting a little bit closer for them right now. So let's see how much more they can do. Another jump is quickly coming. The Haka. Whoa. Big tongue plays right there. Light bomb. But not strong enough, is it? We try for the kill. Oh, the arrow dodged. Arrow does nothing. He has 6 hit points. Okay, forget it. He doesn't have any hit points anymore. Yeah, this is bad news now. There's an altar that is going to get spawned soon. It's a single altar, but this bell tower is not going to make it. So, yeah, even with D.Va going for ult and dropping Bunny Hop, I don't really think... Oh, well, maybe. Yes, they're getting a kill. Alright, alright, alright. Goodbye, Murden. The dwarf gone. D.Va trying to zone them even further. Yeah, we didn't really have a proper Garrosh flip of that yet. Tarzobs with another drag connect and tons of pressure on Sylvanas, forcing the team over here as the rest is moving in down from the bottom. Absolutely pestering them here with one grenade after another. And that's the kill. Hanzo is dead. Junkrat is junking them. And they're getting another one. Sylvanas is gone too. And they're going for kill number 3. It's a triple, baby. Well, if they get the pumpkins now through, so if they take bell tower, altar, and pumpkins, they can end the game with that. 20 versus 20. There's already... Oh, they got 6 pumpkins. Didn't even realize that they still have the 3 here en route. Oh. That could definitely hurt. They're gonna force this one hard. 6 pumpkins through the bot lane. Alright, let's bring it. Right now, they can end the game by just getting the pumpkins through quickly and then take the altar. And there's the kill, isn't it? Are they gonna get this one? He's so low already. Pumpkins are there. Diva is in trouble. Some of them are destroyed, but so is Garrosh. The shots are fired, and time to say goodbye. The core on 2 points. Dehaka is going for the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, the Geilen Banger are moving to the grand final. They take down the dudes with 3-0 here in the semifinal of Heroes Lounge. GG, well played, nicely done. And congratulations. We're going to see the red team again in the grand final.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.